Hey, hey you. Yeah, you, the one who tuned into the Pin Pals podcast. Are you looking to get custom pins made super easy? Are you new to the pin game and don't know where to start? Perhaps you don't even know the difference between soft enamel and hard enamel. Or maybe you're a polished pin maker, you've been in the game for a while, but your current manufacturer just isn't cutting it. Well, I got some good news for you. My friends over at Your Stuff Made can help make you custom pins. They are wizards at this kind of stuff. They work under strict ethical guidelines so you know your pins are being produced clean and safe for the environment. Their team actually cares about what they make. And best of all, they're not a middleman. They have direct access and control over tools, machinery, and resources needed to make enamel pins. So this means super low costs and fast shipping times. They are the real deal. And speaking of deals, you know where I'm going with this. I got one for you. If you order custom pins from Your Stuff Made, you can save 10% off your entire order. And with this inflation going crazy these days, 10% can be huge. Especially if you're new to the pin game, every dollar counts. So all you have to do is visit yourstuffmade.com, fill out a quote, and under the referral section, select the Pin Pals podcast. That'll tell them that I sent you, and that's how you get 10% off all your custom pin orders. Once again, the place to be is yourstuffmade.com. Let them know the Pin Pals podcast sent you. So, what are you waiting for? Start creating today. Welcome back to the Pin Pals podcast, your favorite 5-star rated podcast about enamel pins and the people and culture behind them. I'm your host, Eric from Warrior Pins. Hey, hi, hello, how are you? Before I get into it, let's take a couple breaths together. How about that? Deep inhale. And exhale. Just want to express my gratitude for tuning into the podcast. Inhale. There's a million things that you could be doing right now, but you're choosing to listen to this thing that I created, and that means a lot. One more. Thank you. I want to give a quick shout out to my Buy Me a Coffee patrons, Invader Pin, Manny Cartoon Studios, Enigma Pins, Pinsomnia Designs, Pins by Charlie, Pin Lord, What the What Pins, and Miss Penny. Y'all are the real MVPs. Your support and contributions to Pin Pals doesn't go unnoticed. I appreciate you the way that Michelangelo appreciates pizza. How's that? All right, so today's episode, I chop it up with Mauro from Coffin Couture. We get into how Mauro started making pins, expanding beyond pins, drop shipping, designing posters for Power Rangers, and so much more. Chatting with Mauro and getting to learn more about him was very entertaining. You know, also at the time of recording this interview, it was, I think, January. Yes, I know, shame on me. But Mauro was still living not too far from me in New Jersey. So after we recorded, we were able to hang out and catch up and actually meet in real life. And it's one of those moments I'm going to cherish because it's not every day you get to hang out with your pin pals in real life. I don't know. And I guess just being in the pin game as well, you know, Mauro and I just, I guess even aside from pins, we just had a lot in common. So we clicked and it was cool, and now I'm sad because he's not living in New Jersey anymore. But his shop goes on. Coffin Couture is still around. You can check out the description or the show notes. I guess that's the term for his link shops. And I'm sorry, that's my dog, I think, growling at me. Hey buddy, relax. That's today's guest. For anyone listening on Apple Podcast or Spotify, please don't forget to follow the podcast. You know, if you can, leave a 5-star rating and a review. You know, if you leave a review, I'd love to read it on the air. And my dog is just walking around now. I think it's dinner time. For all my YouTube viewers, smash that like and subscribe button. We actually just passed a milestone, 70 subscribers. Might not seem like a lot, but you put 70 people in a room, that is a party. I guess my next realistic goal would try to get 100 subs by the end of season 3. We have so many more episodes left, so I think that's very doable. We'll see. Help a brother out. Lastly, if you want to support the Pin Pals podcast, you can. You can just buy me a cup of coffee. It's literally what it sounds like. You can buy me a cup of coffee. You can visit buymeacoffee.com/pinpalspodcast. Think of it like a virtual tip jar. Oh, well, more than that, you can sign up for monthly or yearly subscriptions and get access to lots of cool stuff like the Pin Pals Discord server, which is just bumping every week. Our bi-weekly happy hours, discounts at my pin shop, warriorpins.com, Pin Pals podcast merch, which is available on warriorpins.com, podcast shoutouts, and so much more. buymeacoffee.com/pinpalspodcast is the way to show your support towards me and the podcast. Link will be in the show notes. Now, let's get to my conversation with my pin pal, Coffin Couture. Welcome to Pin Pals, Mauro. How's it going?
Sup?
Sup, my friend?
Going good, man. How are you? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. It's great that we're finally able to connect and be able to talk pins on the podcast. This is
it
cool.
only took 2 seasons.
It only took two seasons, yeah. How are things going? How's the new year treating you?
So far, so good, man. Just started off really busy. I was working on New Year's Eve, designing some stuff. You know how it is when you get a call. It's like, hey, do you want to do this? And I was like, sure. When do you need it? Tomorrow. Sure.
It's one of those deals. I feel.
I was telling my girlfriend last week. I was like, I always feel like I'm designing with a gun to my head. It's like that's my motto. It's like just design. I feel like every time I design something for myself, I'm always like racing against my own clock. It's like I don't know. Maybe it happens to everybody, but I feel like if I have an idea, right, and I get it on a Monday, I feel like if I don't do it Thursday or Friday, somebody will beat me to it. And it's just constantly just trying to get it done to the point where I'm happy with it, when no one else gets it. It's like a weird thing I have.
It's just you go with the flow. When you get the idea, you just got to run with it until it's like out of your head or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of sleepless nights.
Oh my God, yes. Jesus, falling asleep like on the iPad, trying to like perfect everything.
Yeah, man.
So why don't you tell the audience, introduce yourself and your pin shop, Coffin Couture.
Hello, I'm Mauro. I run coffincouture.com. What do I call it? I call it a design house where I make art prints, posters, enamel pins, t-shirts, basically anything I can put a vector file to or a JPEG to, I sell. And yeah, I think we met each other through the enamel pin game and just the different shows we've been doing. And that probably started for me like 6 years ago where I started doing it.
Mm-hmm. Damn. Yeah. 5-6 years ago. I think we're approaching 6 years in a couple of months. But yeah, I've always seen you around. We've definitely vended at the same shows. We're both Jersey boys.
Yep, through and through.
Through and through. That's pretty funny. But Patches and Pins Expo and what was it? Punk Rock Flea Market. I think we were at one of those down in Trenton, like a little before the pandemic, I think.
Yeah, like a couple of years before, I think. But it's funny how we just all show up to random spots and we all know each other.
and then yeah, all roads lead down to Pin Pals podcast.
Yeah, dude. It's like a traveling circus.
Yeah, but it's always been cool kind of seeing you like do your thing and seeing your different displays and just how you've evolved and like grown to this artist from like enamel pin. Like now you're doing all sorts of stuff and like you're getting some of your work licensed. Yeah,
it's weird. It's cool. I say like I feel like a real artist now, even though I shouldn't say that. It's like a bad thing, but like, you know, you spend so much time doing something, and then when it finally like gets published and like licensed, you're like, oh my God, I can say this publicly that I do this. Like, you won't sue me.
It is pretty cool though. I think regardless of whether or not you're licensed, I think you are a real artist. But
thanks, man. Appreciate you.
I get that moral dilemma of like, am I a pin maker or designer, like whatever. But yeah, but it's been pretty cool. And the last time I saw you was it back in September 2021 Patches and Pins Expo. You were sharing a table with
good old Bird Brains.
Good old Bird Brains NYC. I forget what podcast he was, what number he was, but yes, former guest of the Pin Pals podcast. It was cool to see the
Shout out to
two
Bird
of you.
Brains.
Shout out to Andrew. Yeah, it was cool to see you two team up and tackle some space together at that show.
Yeah, we met a couple of years back at New York Comic Con. We shared a table back then through a mutual friend, and we just stayed in touch. It was, it's a fun dynamic.
Oh yeah, you guys are a hoot.
We're like polar opposites. So he's like very animated and very like friendly, and I just stand there in the corner scowling, like, "What are you gonna buy?"
Yeah, it was pretty funny. Just like interacting with you two. I think I tried doing like podcasting there, like doing like a quick interview.
Yeah, you had
But
like the little mic setup thing.
yeah, but I was like doing the video too. I found out that like the video and the audio were out of sync because the iPhones are weird. So I couldn't get it to like sync up. Like it would sync in the first like minute and then it would just slowly like get worse and worse. I'm like,
Oh,
oh
man,
well.
that sucks, man.
Still trying to like salvage that audio. So by the time this is out, maybe there's like some sort of special patches and pins recap. Because I did get a lot of like cool stuff if you were to just like break it down to like audio
Yeah, I saw
format.
you walking around talking to everybody, dude. I thought you had like really good sound bites.
I think it was really cool. So definitely got to try and salvage that. You're giving me more work to do, man. More sleepless nights.
Welcome to my life, man.
So let's take it back to the beginning. I'm really interested in hearing your earliest memory involving pins. Were you a Disney kid or were you just grow up with a punk rock mom and dad who just had pins all over their jackets? What's your
Let's see. When I first came out of the womb in 1984, I was painting. But no, my parents they were both architects when they were younger, not anymore. And I think drawing was always in our house. It was always encouraged. So like, growing up, I just watched TV nonstop. Like, and the best part, I had stolen cable. I can say that now. And I had the Disney Channel for free.
Nice.
So I was like hardcore Disney when I was like 6 or 7, like deep cuts, Nickelodeon deep cuts. Are You Afraid of the Dark? Like all these like shows that became a big part of my subconscious.
Mhm.
That I wouldn't have gone otherwise had I not had stolen cable. So kids, steal cable.
Facts. Well, now it's like steal internet. I don't think they'll know what cable is.
I'm old school.
Yeah. I've definitely like cut out cable in my life. But yeah. So you kind of have like this, you got the background, you got the credentials to create like the nostalgia content that we see like so popular. How did pins get into the picture?
Pins, like I said, pins started like maybe 6 or 7 years ago. They started off with a commission actually. It wasn't like something I wanted to do. Some guy came to me and was like, "Hey, would you mind doing these designs? I'll pay you for it." And I was like, "Yeah, I could do that, whatever." I had no idea how to vector files. I was just drawing flat JPEGs. Here you go. And that was it. And then I think maybe a few years after that, it was when the film The Shape of Water came out. I don't know if you saw that movie or not. Have you?
No.
The Guillermo del Toro fish movie.
It's probably on my radar.
You gotta watch it, man. You gotta watch it.
All right, I got homework.
So, it's like a really good film. And I was like, when I ended it, I'm like crying. I'm like, I want to buy merchandise from this film. So I log on, try to see like I can find some pins. I figured that'd be the cheapest thing. And I couldn't find anything. And I was like, you know what? Can I curse on this?
Yeah, absolutely.
Fuck it. I'm gonna make some pins. So like literally, I remember I stayed up all night until I had an actual finished vector file. And it was like super detailed. It was like I had no idea how manufacturing worked. I just knew how to make it look what I saw in the film. And I finally found, like after a while, a company to do it for me exactly how I wanted it. It even glue in the dark with like UV paint. Spoilers, like in the film. And that was the first thing. And then like to see that come to life from the moment you envision it, I was like, I want to make more of these. And I think just around that same time, I was going through a breakup. And I was like, what's the best way to channel that energy into something creative?
Yes.
And I was like, I'm gonna make some pins and sell them shits.
Yes, I love that.
And that's basically because if you see my designs are all couples, relationships.
Mm-hmm.
And not just partners, but it's relationships with like objects or like Batman and Robin or Beetlejuice. That's a connection to certain things. So I've just continued that narrative in my pin form and in my drawings too.
I dig that. Yeah. You got some cool stuff. I'm looking through your site right now. The Mask and Tina. That's a good one.
My deep cut.
90s babies know that one. But That's pretty cool. So walk me through like after you got the pins made, um how did you already know and have the knowledge of like setting up a shop and stuff like that? Like trying to sell the pins or just
Yeah,
trying
I
to
mean,
figure it out when you got it?
I tried eBay. I had some friends that want to buy them from me, and I had my Instagram page, but I was just posting like selfies and like random things. So little by little, my page became more of my art and just solely my art. Like very rarely do I ever post like selfies or stuff like that. But like someone told me, you should really just make it an art account if that's really what you want to do. So just after a while, that's all I posted were my designs, and that kind of grew a following. More so when I started doing the
Hmm.
pins and patches show, then it kind of really took off.
Yeah, isn't that crazy how that has that kind of like spiral effect?
Yeah, it's cool, and you really meet like the people that gravitate to your work and why they gravitate to it. You see like their reactions, and
Yeah,
then
dude, it's all about the
yeah,
reactions and being able to connect on like whatever the pin happens to be about.
yeah. I'm just weird. I'm not very someone that's like very like I don't emote well. So people are like, "Oh my god, I love this," and I'm like, "All
Chill.
right, easy, baby, easy." But yeah, like it is cool the older I get, and especially with like even things that I paint. Like I have people cry at my table, and I'm like, bro, like they're just pixels. It's not real. Like
Oh
it's
man.
just drawings, and it's cool. Like to like sit back and like see that happen.
Mhm.
It's cool.
That is pretty cool. Um, damn. So like, so you were just creating all sorts of stuff. It wasn't just pins or anything like that. Like,
Yeah, I don't see myself as a pin designer. I just see myself as a designer,
I
and
love
it's
it.
it's it's what I want to express. A lot of times translates to pins because I want to say something with that medium,
Hmm.
but sometimes I want to say in a painting or a T-shirt.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Here's a question.
So
What do you think, like, artistic wise? What does a pin have? What is the format a pin has that another piece of like art doesn't have?
for me, I would kind of equate it to like a Polaroid. You know, when you have it, it's yours, and like you can have an identical one, but over time it'll change. It'll have a patina. It'll get scarred up. You might ding it at a club, or like you might drop it and someone finds it and gives it back to you. So they kind of have stories to them,
Yeah, for
you know.
sure.
And you can't really do that with a poster unless you
Yeah,
carry it with you everywhere you go, like dinging it up.
yeah. It's almost like it's got like a community sense to it, like a community value, because like uh, you have these stories and stuff like that, but you can also connect with other people with them just by like wearing it or dropping it or like I don't know how many times this has happened to me where I'm at like a show and I'm like waiting for the band to go on and it's just like, oh, that person in front of me's got like some dope pins on like the back of their hat or something like that.
Yeah, or
And
the
it's just
lapel.
like, yeah, it just gives you, it's a cool medium, a cool format to like tell stories, I guess.
Yeah, and they kind of become like talismans in a way.
Yeah.
Like this pin has the energy of the Strokes concert I went to 4 years ago. Like stuff like that. So it's cool.
Talk to me about your pin making process. Because I'm sure you create so much art and things like that. What kind of how do you decide like what to turn into a pin?
I mean, when I started the romance series, I had a long list of what I eventually want to get to. And like it could be a new TV show I'm watching. Like, do I connect with the characters? Like one of the ones that I want to get to that I haven't had a chance to, and it's something I really want to do this year is Schitt's Creek. I don't know
Mhm.
if you've seen that.
I've seen a couple
Um,
episodes.
so there's a I forget his name. David and David's husband. I want to do that as a pin. And I feel like I spend more time designing it in my head. And once I feel comfortable with what I have up here, then I'll just quickly put it on pixels and then like vector it.
Okay.
But I kind of have to see it in my head first before I do anything, before I can commit to that.
Got it, got it.
Yeah.
So, like so you're pretty much just kind of going with your gut feeling, like, I wanna
Yeah.
turn this into a pin, I think this would be a cool pin. You
Yeah.
don't do any, like, community polling or anything like that? Like,
I
you
used
go
to.
for it?
I used to. I always get DMs saying, "Hey, you should do this. You should do this." And I'm like, I kind of got tired of saying it's on my list already. Trust me, it's on my list because some are so like, so kind of like what's the word? Like obvious. Like, oh, I should do Batman and Catwoman. It's like, yeah,
Yeah.
Superman and Lois Lane, and I was like, yeah, I should. Like, like if I get excited over it, then I'll commit to it. And it just takes time. That's the one negative I have about myself, is that sometimes I just take long to make pens. Like if I'm not excited over it, I'll switch over to painting, or I'll build some props, or like I'll circle around till I find what I want to talk through.
Yeah, yeah. That's pretty cool. A lot of that stuff like comes from the gut, from just like feeling good about an idea. And I think that resonates a lot with like your fans, your audience and stuff like that.
Yeah, I like to think so. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's definitely cool to see them vibe on that. I get excited.
for sure. What's your actual like design process setup? iPad, PC, Mac?
iPad, dude. It used to be like my Wacom tablet on my Mac like years ago, but as soon as I bought the iPad Pro, holy shit, man! I I, I could like literally go to the park and just design and sketch, and then when I'm done, vector it at Starbucks. And like
I
very few
love that.
times, very few times do I come back to the Mac. What do I come back to the Mac for? If I really want to get like granular, I'll go to Illustrator on the Mac, but like I try not to, and
Mhm.
I really don't have to. I just do it as a force of habit. But like the iPads changed the fucking game, dude.
They really have. So you're
Yeah,
you're a Procreate dude.
yeah, totally. Procreate,
Okay. Cool.
or
Do you
sometimes
have
even
any
like bamboo sketch. I think it's called like the journal thing.
I've
I
heard
just
of
like
that.
straight up rough pencils, like rough pencils. I just keep roughing it out until I'm happy. Take a snapshot, import it to Procreate, and I get started. I was so afraid to get it because I was like, I don't know what the fuck Procreate is. I gotta fucking learn this whole brand new thing. I just got down with Illustrator, like I just can't. And I bought it
Yes.
and I put it off for a couple of months. I was like, nah, I'm good. And then I forgot where is it. I painted something. It was like a commission piece. I was like, oh no, Kill Bill. I was like, if I can just do this for fun, and I spent maybe like 3 weeks on it, and by the end, I was like, holy shit, like I could do this.
Yeah.
And then I haven't looked back since.
That's cool. Do
Yeah.
you have any tips or tricks that you wish you had known with like Procreate or like having an iPad Pro as your setup when you first started?
Hmm. Tips or tricks. I mean, literally like using like a skin on my iPad pencil, like a grip, totally make things way easier.
Okay.
I have
S-
like baby fingers, so like the pen, the pencil like is so sharp. I don't know why they make it so sharp. So as I hold it, it just cuts through my fingers. So like I don't even have it on me, but like it's a looks like a yellow pencil,
Yeah.
a rubber sleeve. You put the pen in, it's perfect.
Oh, I've seen that. And that's interesting because I think I'm just naturally like a tight gripper. So
Oh,
like
okay.
after like using it for a while, I'm like, yeah, damn, why does my hand hurt? I like unnecessarily like putting a lot of like not pressure on the screen, but just like holding the pencil. Maybe I should
Yeah,
get one of those.
trust me, look into it, dude. It just makes life way easier.
Hell yeah. That's pretty cool. How do you vectorize it?
I vectorize it through Illustrator. There was another app I use on the iPad. I forget what it is. I can probably just show it to you afterwards. That did it, but it didn't do it as good. Like you would spend more time fixing it as opposed to just doing it in Illustrator.
Mhm.
And I'm
Okay.
talking about like I'll start off with like just purely black line art on the Procreate. Clean it up as much. I get it to a place where I like it, import it to Illustrator, vectorize the line art. Clean up if I have to clean it up, and then I'll colorize it in Illustrator.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna have to have you teach like a vectorizing
TED
master
Talk.
class on the Pin Pals podcast feed.
I'll do a TED Talk. I'm into that.
Yeah.
How
That
to
would be
steal
pretty cool.
cable.
Yes, I love it. How do you pack your pins? You do any special kind of backing cards, any presentation when you're like putting together an order? What's that like?
I used to. I used to like spend a lot of time designing like custom pin backs for each design, and I loved it for like the maybe 2 years that I did it. But I feel like it was so time for me. It was so time intensive, and I waited so long to get the card backs as opposed to my pins that it just delayed the process for me. So now I'd rather spend all that production time and cost into the pin itself, and
Mhm.
then get that out to people. And that
Okay.
goes as far as like engraving the backs, putting custom logos in the back of the pins, and like I feel like I'm better off doing that now for my stuff than just doing the card backs.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what kind of like stamps do you put on the back of your pins?
I just started doing my logo, my website, my name, social security number, my address. Okay, get it.
I was like, okay. Wait, how do you get his website on there? Oh, okay. I see where it's going.
No, but I do have I have the website, I have the logo. What else do I have?
What is it, like lasered on or etched on or something like that?
Laser engraved.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
And I just offset the cost of what I was putting into the card bags for me. Because like for me personally, when I get a card bag, I don't always keep them. I don't know about you, right? Like they're nice to have and they look cool, but it's like whenever I buy an action figure, I'm like, this is an amazing box. And it goes to the garbage.
Yeah.
It's an amazing box, but I can't keep it. Like,
That's very
like,
true. Very true. Yeah, I stopped like putting too much effort. Now it's just the same design, but colored differently. So if you order a Donatello pin, you're gonna get like a purple color coded like backing color or backing color.
Gotcha. Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay.
It's like for like all the turtles and stuff like that. But I should probably look into finding like a more eco-friendly, recyclable material solution.
That's the thing too, right? Like I always feel like whenever I get something like that I'm gonna throw out, it's like someone telling me, "Hey, you throw this out." I'm like, all right.
Here's just passing garbage around laterally.
And that's every time I buy a toy, every time I buy a figure, a prop, like a nice box. I'm just like, come on, man. Just give me like a brown box. Don't put any effort into it. I'm still gonna buy it. I don't want to throw away your art.
I feel that. How did you come up with your name?
Well, I'm a ghoul, so that's that. I'm like my friends always call me like a vampire. I'm just like very ghoulish. And like, I love Halloween. And I used to just use my name at conventions or like Mr. Mar, my portfolio website. I just use that. And then in my day job, I'm very much into branding. And I didn't kind of like use that into my side hustle. So I was like, what if I just branded myself into the things that I like? And I like fashion, I like Halloween, I like, golf shit. I was like, oh, fucking, and I like when words sound the same, like Peter Parker or like
alliteration, right?
Is that what it's called? Alliteration?
I think so.
And I was like, Coffin Couture, fuck it. It was available and I just took it.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty cool. Derivative of who you are, but it wasn't like a spur of the moment, like warrior pins. Now I'm locked into making pins and but you gotta have like a little wiggle room, but that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I feel like the couture part too. Someone else told me this. I forget who. Because my price point for the pins are a little higher than most pins, right? And the way I view them, and this is how I used to describe them back in the day too, that I make them as women's brooches, as a kind of like a style thing to use when they have a scarf or a jacket. That's how I kind of watered them and first envisioned them as. And that's kind of the couture aspect. It's like, oh, these are really fancy pins that you can use when you go out to dinner with your boyfriend or, or your girlfriend.
I like that.
And same with my art. It's like, I feel like I draw very cinematic, like Spanish style movie posters, like very romanticized. And that kind of leads into the couture part of it. Like,
Pinky out, my friend.
Damn right. My girlfriend hates that. I do that when I drink coffee on purpose. And I don't know if you ever watch It's Always Sunny.
Yes.
When they go flourish the pinky. She's like, why do you do that? It's so gross.
Oh boy, that's hilarious. What's your favorite fandom to like connect with pins?
Movie, I guess, like pop culture films.
Yeah.
Is that like kind of the answer you're looking for?
Well, I whatever you give me, but yeah, that kind of.
I mean, I don't know. Yeah, is that like a fandom?
That kind of falls into it. No, like people who are into pop culture and movies and stuff like that. Like, I mean, you got all the iconic like movie couples, like cinema couples.
Yeah, it's like like pop culture romances. I like to romanticize everything I design a certain way. And, yeah.
These are cool. I'm getting lost just like looking at all of them. The Jim and Pam one, probably gonna have to place an order for this. Oh, and the Jim
I gotta hook you up, dude. That's my favorite. That one blew up when I did it. I was so surprised. I had people from like Jim Henson order some.
No way. That's pretty cool.
At LA Comic Con, I met a guy, Gilchrist, the guy who worked with Jim directly. And he was like, I was like, here, just take some, please. You earned it. And he was like, Jim would have loved this. And I just started crying.
Aww.
Thank you so much. That'll be $10.
That's well, that's pretty cool. That's a pretty cool story.
It's cool. It's cool what I've been able to do through some of the things that I've designed as
Tell
fan
me,
art.
tell
Tell
me,
you,
tell me some
I'll,
of the other
I'll
like
tell you
cool,
everything.
yeah, some of the cool people that you've met or cool opportunities, doors that have opened up for you.
Like most recently, like I announce this now because it comes out. I think when does this come out? Like next week or tomorrow or something like that.
Whoa, 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 whoa! Slow your roll, my
When does
friend.
this come out? I got breaking
Work.
news for you.
We can call this a podcast exclusive, but it might be like a
Pew,
month
pew, pew, pew,
after
pew.
it comes out. I have no idea when this is going to come out yet. We're looking like
So 6 months
February,
ago, I
March.
did this thing.
We'll get it out soon. I'll tell you that. Spring. Well, no, we'll still be in winter. I don't know, dude.
I feel like you should play the Terminator 2 theme song while I'm talking. Time, dum, 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 dum. But yeah, I'm very like friendly with like different artists and like different comic book shops. And one of my friends in Montclair, New Jersey, I don't know if you've heard of the shop East Side Mags.
Yeah, it's right off one of the main Bloomfield Ave, I think.
Yeah, he just moved directly onto Bluefield Ave, like right on the street before it was in the side street.
Oh,
Um,
oh, that's right. I went to the
yeah,
Wellmont a couple months ago and I did see that. Okay.
yeah, dude.
Yes.
So
Oh,
my boy
snap.
Jeff owns that shop. We've been friends for a very long time. And he's the guy like on New Year's Eve, he was like, hey man. And I was like, what's up? He's like, would you like to design a poster for Jason David Frank, the Green Power Ranger? And I go, come again? And he was like, yeah. And then I was like, we need it by like tomorrow or whatever. And I was like, yeah, I've been activated. I'm on this shit. I'm like, and he thought I'd be like, oh no, I can't. I thought like I'd push back. And like as a designer, when I get excited over something, like as he was telling me what the idea was, like my idea in my head was way better. And I was
Mhm.
like, wait, stop talking. Here's what I want to do. And he was like, yes, do that. That sounds good. And then like I had it done in the next 24, 48 hours. I'm like, it's because that excitement just channeled through my fingers. And I was like, that's it. I got to get it done. Like nobody talk to me.
Wow, dude. That's
Yeah.
cool.
So it's cool to like be what 1 degree away from an actual Power Ranger.
That's a really cool accomplishment, dude. Like,
Yeah. Again, this is a plug from the past. So if you're a time traveler, January 23rd, I think it's noon or 1 o'clock p.m. If you go to their Instagram, Eastside Mags, they're having an autograph signing with Jason David Frank. Sunday,
oh,
January
shit.
23rd.
Okay. Damn, we're gonna have to plug stuff like that. Oh man, I'm getting a bunch of ideas. That could be like a cool spot to do podcasts, to sling pins, to do like a meetup.
Yeah, dude.
Um,
I'll be your man in the street. Just call me up.
oh yeah, man, that'd be cool. We can slap up Montclair too with a bunch of stickers and stuff like
There you
that.
go, dude. Yeah.
All right, let's talk about marketing, like social media marketing, e-commerce marketing. What do you do to like get
Shit.
the word out with your pins?
I spend a lot of time using like Facebook ads and
Oh,
Instagram
okay.
ads. Um, Honestly, they're not really that successful. Maybe I'm not doing them right, but like I've done it for at least 2 years. And I think for me, what's been the most rewarding and the most directly has the most direct measure of success has been like reaching out to like pin accounts that post artist designs.
hmm
I don't know what they're called. Like, you pay them a couple of bucks, $10, $20.
Like
Like, hey,
like a repo. No, I don't want to say like a repost, but like that's essentially like what they do. But like they
yeah,
cater to like a certain like a
they
niche
curate
community.
designs. Yeah, and they can tell no too. Like, nah, that's good, whatever. But
Yes.
like, you basically like pitch yourself to them and say, hey, are you willing to like, give me a shout out? And they'll tell you yes or no. And a lot of times, if you're able to get into that, it's super, super helpful.
hmm
Like, it just opens up your design to a broader audience. And I can give you my guy that I use to everybody. Breaking news, at Pinlord. I'm sure you guys know who that is, right?
Yes, Pin Lord.
Yeah, dude, he's awesome, man. He makes me laugh.
Yeah.
Um, and again, like, it only takes like one post to get one person to see your art. And maybe they might not be the person to buy your stuff, but they might save that or show someone else who might be more willing to. And it's kind of just that sense of like creating your spider network of like, what are you going to catch by doing this?
Yeah, it's interesting. I had this thought. So many people we get so like caught up in like trying to get the most amount of likes or the most amount of reach and stuff like that, that like it can be disheartening maybe when we see like one of our posts or pinned photos, whatever, get reposted and it doesn't get like that many likes or something like that. But like you got to think like that's a lot of people that still looked at the post. Like, you know, like it could be like anywhere
Right.
under
Yeah.
100. That's still a significant amount of people that like looked at your post or liked it, but it only takes one to like change things or make a difference or like
Yeah.
lead to another sale and stuff like
Totally,
that.
dude. Yeah.
So that's
Even
pretty
though I still
cool.
take it personally, so that's kind of fucked up. Like my shit.
Yeah, you still take it. I still take it personally too.
Oh, me too, man. Like
It's
I don't know
rough.
why, but like, how was it? I think it was like a Ghostbusters thing that I did, where I spent like a good week going like, I gotta get this right. And again, just like racing against my own clock. And when I posted it, it was like 4 likes, and I was like, all right, let me snap this iPad in half. I'm done.
Yeah, I think everyone listening can relate in one way or another to that. That's pretty crazy. What e-commerce platforms are you on? Did I
I'm
see that it was like
on
Store Envy?
Store Envy. Yeah, that's my primarily the only one that I've used. I've thought about using was it Etsy? Haven't gotten around to it. Etsy, and I used to use eBay, and I still do it from time to time. And I've
Okay.
had some pretty good success on eBay. But those fees are killer, man. Like the new fees on eBay are bananas, man.
Yeah. What do you like about Store Envy?
Honestly, it was like the first thing I found when I was doing my research. The layout was easy, and they don't really charge you that much money when you make a sale,
That's true.
which was the number one thing that I cared about.
Is there a monthly subscription for it?
There is, if you want to do like special discounts and like you want to like offer different perks to your customers, but I'm on the basic platform.
So
And
is
also,
that
I
like
don't.
free or is it
It's
just
free,
like,
totally.
oh,
It's free 99, man. Yeah.
ooh, I like that.
Yeah. And it's more for people who don't have a lot of stuff to sell. I think I have like what 20 or 30 things. And I think once you upgrade, you can sell like hundreds of things. And I was like, I'm good.
Ah, interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I got a question for you.
I have an answer. What's up?
Let's see. So I see that you're selling other stuff. Oh, wait, I just saw that everything is marked $0. I'm looking at like the shirts and bags and things like that.
So that's through my
Um,
other site. Yeah, I forgot about that. Redbubble.com
yeah.
and Threadless. Yeah.
So that's like all like print on demand, uh, custom
Yeah.
made products and stuff like that.
Mhm.
What I don't know if we've talked too much about that on the podcast. So I'm like interested in like how you got into that
Well,
and
shit, buckle up. It's about to get real.
all right.
That was like literally the first thing I've ever did as like an artist, I guess.
Hmm.
Maybe like 10 years ago, 11 years ago. It was like I was just doodling stuff and I found this website, Redbubble. And they were like, whatever you upload, we'll print for you and we'll take care of everything. And at the end of the month, we'll give you a cut of whatever we sell. And I was like, no way. So like I would like upload like garbage. I would like I had no iPad. I didn't have a Wacom tablet. It was like me just like scanning pencil line art and like coloring on an MS Paint. And like lo and behold, it actually sold like here and there, like little things, not a lot. And like I'd get like $5 at the end of the month. And I was like, yo, it's crazy. So then like as my art got better and like it got to a point where I was something I wanted to put out in the public, I would upload stuff there, and they do all the marketing too. So I do nothing. If I want to, I can like share discount codes or whatever, or like even share like different images. But thankfully I didn't have to. And then like little by little just kept whatever I would design will automatically go there.
Hmm.
And it's
That's
like,
pretty
it's
cool.
like, and the thing is too, like, it's not just like a random place. The quality is like super good and the prices reflect that. So I love it because when I go to my parents' house, they all wear my shirts from that shop. And I'm like, why'd you buy this? And I was like, oh, it's a nice shirt. Okay, I get it. It's like the fabric is nice. All right, I get it.
That's funny.
Yeah. But if you're an artist and you're looking to have like some kind of like passive income, dude, check them out. Like I make no money off of this. There's no like referral code. Like just go check them out. And the thing is that they're always constantly adding different items. Like they start off with t-shirts. It was just purely shirts. Now you can get like baseball hats, duffel bags, cards, postcards, journals. Like, so you always gonna have to go back and like readjust your file to meet those things. But like, it's
Oh
like
my
they
God, are
sell
you
everything,
kidding
dude.
me?
Yeah,
Pillows
man.
and cushions,
Yeah,
shower
dude.
curtains.
And my last name's not Redbubble. I get no referral for this.
No, we're gonna beep them out. I'm gonna contact them, and if they agree to sponsor, then we'll leave it. But if they don't, we're gonna beep the name. Dude, that's crazy though.
Yeah, man.
Shower curtains. Has anyone purchased shower
Yeah,
curtains
dude.
from you
And
yet?
the cool thing is, yeah, dude, I've sold everything. And the cool thing is
That's
that when you make a
crazy.
sale, it tells you, hey, congrats. Uh, a person in like Tokyo, Japan bought a shower curtain. It won't tell you their
Wow.
name, obviously, but it tells you where they are in the world, what they bought, and how much it's for, and what your cut is. So like I'll get emails saying somewhere in Australia, people in Australia love the movie Jingle All the Way. I've sold more designs in Australia and Japan of that movie than anywhere in the US. We're fucking up.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
that's some like pop culture, like pop trivia, like quiz question, like
Yeah, I
crazy.
would have never guessed it. Like I sold a shirt like 2 days ago in Australia, and I was like, "What?
What?
It's January. What are you doing, man?"
That is pretty interesting.
Yeah,
So you would say that it's like, I mean, what do you have to lose? It sounds like at this point.
and that's the thing, man. Like a lot of times when you make passive income with things like this, it's like you are the talent. You are making the stuff people want to buy. They're just offering a service, and yeah, they get paid for that service. But like, it's up to you to be like, risk it. There is no biscuit if you don't risk it.
Yeah. But you do you ever feel like do you ever like think about the numbers and be like, well, maybe if I get like these homemade
Oh yeah, of
um
course. And I think you owe it to yourself to get that done locally, where it's cheaper and more direct, than rather than relying on. Like I just see these people as a middleman, and they're good at what they do. But if I wanted to do it myself, I would go about it a whole different way,
mm,
right? And I would love to make sure it's locally. It's just a pain in the ass, and like that's a space where like I'm so afraid to committing to giant bulk purchases of shirts and like not knowing like where, because you can't really sell them at pins and patches, or like it's a very specific market you want to go to, and like so much work, but you could do it. Anything's possible.
yeah, no, yeah, you're definitely right. Like on top of it just costing like more upfront, you like it just is gonna require more of an effort to make sure you got the pictures, to make sure you're getting the word out correctly, and all that stuff. Like it's definitely like this is I don't want to say it's like the easy way, but it's definitely like
Totally the
the
easy way,
more
man.
yeah, it really is.
Yeah, man. Let's not kid ourselves here, man.
Cost effective way. Let me
This is the
yeah, cost
Costco of t-shirts. Let's do this.
that's pretty cool. I'm gonna have to explore that and
Yeah.
make some acrylic blocks myself.
It's crazy, man. Yeah. You could buy like
And bath mats.
sandals with my art on it. You could buy what else? Like
Oh my gosh, you have an
I've sold skirts.
Orokusaki bath mat.
There you go.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Um
Highly recommend. 2 thumbs up.
interesting. And threadless is like the same thing.
Yeah, it's like my backup. But there's
Okay.
like way less traffic for me on Threadless.
Interesting. Do you have any like strategies you like to implement when you're like releasing products, whether it's a pin or like a shirt or something like that? Do you try and go about it a certain way?
No, I used to. And like it takes the fun out of it for me.
Mm,
Like I just try to do on a day where I feel comfortable with it. And then like once I release it, it's gone forever.
yeah.
Yeah. Like you mean like time wise, like when I do like a day of the week and like
Yeah,
time
like
of
I don't
day?
know if there's like a like if there's a certain schedule where you're like sending
Yeah.
out like an email blast, like teasing it like a week before, a month before, just I don't
No,
know.
I mean if it's something really, really cool, like I'll probably tease it ahead of time. But usually I'll just like post it in the afternoons always, the day before or the week of. Like when I do a pre-order for a pin or a pin drop, I'll do like, hey, something's happening tomorrow. Come back around this time.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people. I feel like that's the trend now. It's like if
Is
you're
it?
going to announce something, it's got to be like tomorrow that the
Yeah,
thing drops.
yeah, man.
So
It's
it's
like
like, oh my God, you got to get all this like stuff prepared. You got to have like a nice, just like photo of like the finished product or something like that. Or at least that's
yeah,
how I go about it in my head.
yeah. Because I used to upload just the vectored file of pins as a coming soon teaser, and I wouldn't get the pin to ship like another 2 or 3 months. So I felt like an asshole. I was like, oh, it's still coming. Like, trust me, it's still coming. Then when it came, people would respond better to it. And me personally, I hate when someone has like a pre-order up and it doesn't ship for like 2 years. Like, I don't know if you know like the Nerf blasters.
Yeah.
They just announced like the Boba Fett Nerf blaster yesterday, And I was like, this is awesome. And I was like, and then you see at the bottom, it just says, doesn't ship till end of 2023. And I was like, why are
Oh
you
my
telling me now?
God.
It's like, why? I don't care about now. I'll care about then. Like, so I'm
Yeah.
that same mindset. Like, I'm going to buy something. I want to know I'm going to get it soon.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, so you must like I don't know if you buy like toys from NECA, but every time they do pre-sales on like some turtle stuff, it's
Dude,
like, oh, this is cool. Oh, 8 months.
oh, I put it away already. I had a giant container where I put away all the 1/4 inch figures. I have
Yeah,
the entire set, so I just put them away in bins because I have too much stuff.
those things are awesome. But yeah.
and those nice boxes I was telling you that I hate throwing out are mostly all NECA boxes.
They're like pieces of art. They're so
Yeah,
cool.
man. Yeah. Yeah, I have like 2 boxes of all the 1/4 inch figures, not just like the turtle stuff, like the Superman, Batmans, all that stuff. And like they're nice to look at, just don't have any space. So I
Yeah,
rotate stuff here like a museum.
I like that. What is that? Is that what is directly behind you? Is that an LED light in a fireplace?
That's a proton pack. I
Oh.
always keep that shit on me.
Oh, I like that.
Wait, can you? I'm
I'm
not sure you can tell you that's a Ghost Trap proton pack.
Yeah, no, no, no. Now I can see it, but before it's just like the perspective. I'm like, what am I looking at? It's like for anyone listening, and I just see like purple glowing behind him, and it almost looks like it's a fireplace. I don't know, with like it's in front of a mantle looking
It's to throw
thing.
you off.
Yeah.
In
Oh
case, in
man,
case you're a ghost, throw you off.
you got me. Question for you. Here's another one.
Answer.
What do you think is the biggest mistake, or just a mistake you've made along the journey of becoming like an artist and selling your art?
I think it's relying on people to sell it for you rather than doing it yourself. Like sometimes,
Mm,
like you'll make something, and when you're new, you kind of like, for example, if you make a pin, maybe they'll offer to like pay you half for the pin, and they keep the royalties, or like maybe they'll say, oh, just pay this much, and like we'll sell it for you and give you a cut afterwards. And I would shy away from that now, knowing a lot more than I do, because all this stuff you can do yourself, and that goes the same thing with your art. Like you can go to Comic Cons and get a table and sell your stuff, and like and all that stuff builds off of there. So I would just stay wary of people trying to do things for you if you can do them yourself. Own what you create.
yes, I like that. I like that. Yeah.
I just like I like being protective of the stuff that I make.
Yeah.
And like that's also another reason why I'm always a little hesitant about sharing table space with other artists. Because I feel not because there's anything about them, but just I feel like when it comes to my brand, I want to make sure that people don't confuse what I make for someone else's.
Yeah.
And like I'm not sure if it's happened to you where people will be like, oh, these are your pins. I'm like, no, 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 that's not me. That's the other guy. And it kind of confuses potential customers that might misinterpret what it is that you do.
Hmm.
That's not saying they're good or bad. It's just saying that I don't want to confuse anybody. So it's kind of very important to me that whenever I present myself, it's very clear that what you see is mine. Like, I do
No,
these things. Yeah.
that's very smart. That's a great way of looking at it too. If someone were to ask you, how do I start a pin shop, or how do I like get into making pins? What would you tell them?
I would say just draw on paper, have a nice idea. When you feel comfortable doing that idea, look for different places that can take your drawing and do it yourself. Or if not, go to YouTube and learn how to do it end to end. I would say like we live in a time where YouTube can show you how to do basically anything, even down to the most simplest granular thing. Like if you want to, there's literally videos that show you how to make a pin end to end, with a guy drawing a smiley face and like taking it to the factory. They take this file and like make a vector. They show the pin getting made, and then he's wearing it at the end. Like the information's out there. You have to just be willing to take the risk and do the research.
Hmm.
And don't be afraid. Your pin might not do well. My pin certainly, I have pins that suck too, like that I'm sitting on. But it's just in a way where you express yourself, and you have to get that stuff out of your system, because if not, it just festers and sits with you. And it's better to have that out than keeping it in. So if you have an idea, just do it, make it happen.
I like that. Just go with it. I guess we kind of already talked about it, but like your most proud accomplishment with your brand, is it able getting that license deal? Or
Yeah,
the Green Ranger poster?
the green ranges are nice to have. But I feel like for me, it's definitely like whenever I'm able to put my art out there in a bigger way that I couldn't do it just with myself. Or like when you get a call saying, hey, would you want to do this project? And you're like, yeah, I would. Like, like with the Aliens art book, that's what just got published this month. It's crazy. Like going to a bookstore, going to Amazon, like seeing my name in the credits. It's like, yeah, that's cool. Like it's just different because like anybody can find that.
Yeah.
Or like another story is that I did a poster for that movie Jingle All the Way. Australia's #1 Christmas movie. And I'm like, the director bought a pin of mine that I made too, like years ago. And he was like, hey, I'm the director of the film. Could you send me something? And I was like, fuck yeah, I'll send you some stuff, man. Like, and I sent him a care package. He thanked me that was the end of it, right? And then like last year, was it? He emailed me. He's like, hey man, I've been meaning to ask you, would you mind if I published your drawing and your art in my book for my memoir? And I was like, fuck yeah, you could do that, dude. Are you kidding me? Like, I'm not gonna say no. And there was like stuff that you would never really expect, like little old me, really? Like, sure.
Little old me.
But again, like what started off as like purely fan art, and I did it purely because nobody had done it, and I was like, no one's done this. I want to do it for myself. I'm gonna do it. Boom. And then that kind of like created its own little spider web of like networks, and it took its own life of its own.
That's so cool, man.
And that's how it starts. Just gotta do it.
I love it.
That really is it.
How do you think the pin game has changed throughout the years?
In what sense?
I don't know. I feel like
are the gangs now? I don't know. What
yeah.
Is it more violent?
We got gangs forming at Patches and Pins. No, well, I just feel like nowadays there's pin shops popping up all the time now. So, and like before it was just kind of like more of a niche thing, but now it's just become like a lot more accessible. The information's out there, so a lot more
Yeah.
people. So there are a lot more like pins like being made and being produced and stuff like that. Do you ever feel like, because sometimes I feel like this too. Like I'm just like, oh my God, there's like how many like sometimes I just stop and think, how many Ninja Turtle pins like does the world need? Or how many more before people just stop saying like, no, we're good.
Stop it.
but like like I don't know, back 4, 5, 6 years ago, like there really wasn't like that many like Ninja Turtle pins. I'm just using that as an example. Like
Right. Yeah.
the ecosphere was, I think, a lot smaller back then. So just, I don't know, curious on your thoughts.
I think just Instagram really made that a much larger scene, like people getting influenced to make their own, and like offshoots of like places like Mondo or like Gallery 1998 or like was it Patti LaPelle? Just like they have a much larger influence on like the social media aspect of it, so people are more aware of pins and want to make their own pins, and that's mostly what I see. Or like you said, like independent artists are now making their own pins, and I think that just blends into like them wanting to like use the pin world as another way of like medium to express themselves, because like you said, it's more accessible. So now they just have another tool in their toolbox for them to tell their story, whether it's a good or bad story. That's subjective. But like that's what kind of creates that bubbling effect of like seeing more, because I see it too, and I see really cool stuff too on my feed. I'm like, holy shit, that's a pin. I'm like, how does it move? And like stuff that I would never think about is because of social media. I see it more often.
Yeah, it's definitely made it a lot easier to like see what's out there and just like other cool things too. Like in a way, like you kind of see it as like competition, or you could just see it as like a cluttered space. But I think like looking at it in like your perspective is really important. So I like to look at it as like, oh man, these guys are doing something cool. Like this is very inspiring. Oh, I want to do something with like pearlescent finish like in my pin, or maybe I want to like try like mess around with like hard enamel with like dope screen printing on there and just make it like glow in the dark or something like that. So it's just cool. It's just like, it's like creators inspiring creators in a cluttered space.
And that's the way it should be. I feel like you should be inspired by that stuff, because I am too. I'm like, how the fuck did you do that? Like, what does this cost to make? Like, why are you like, it's crazy though, but it's cool. It's cool to like be influenced in a good way, in that way.
Yeah. Real quick, what are your thoughts on vending at shows? Do you like it?
Fun.
Do you hate it?
No, I like it. It's cool, because I'm so my nature is to be very like shy sometimes and like very like to myself. And I'm like a grump, basically, is what I am. But like being in the shows, it really forces you to be personable, even when you don't want to, because people want to talk to you. They're to ask you about your stuff. So you're like a switch happens sometimes. You're like, oh, what's going on? Like, like, hey, how's it going? Like, I call it my Comic-Con personality. And I enjoy it. It's fun to like, but I'm super exhausted afterwards.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Fuck.
What do you? Is there like an essential item that you bring to all your shows? You can't go to a show without it.
I'm trying to think of a joke. No, I think my thing is I always like wear a suit if I can, or like dress nice like when I do shows. It's just like my thing. Maybe it blends to the couture part of it, but like I see it as a job. I see it as like when you view me as a brand. And my friends hate when I say this shit. When you view me as a brand, I want you to like see me, but also see me in my art. So if you feel a certain type of way, I want to express that when you see me.
Yeah.
You know?
That's cool. It's all about like the marketing and just presenting your brand and yourself.
Yeah.
Well, you could say it's like not marketing, but like I go by almost definition it kind of is. But
what's the term? It's just a term for like brand identity.
Brand identity. Yeah.
Corporate jargon for the corporate folks out there.
The brand identity. Yeah, the hair and everything. Because I've definitely seen you out there with like different color hair.
Best hair in the pin game. until I go bald.
Best hair in the pin game.
I'll look like Gargamel if I go bald. Is it Gargamel or Gargamesh? I forget what it's called.
I don't know.
The Smurfs.
I don't know. Yeah. That was a fake laugh. I had no
I
idea
saw
what
it.
you were
Called
talking
you
about. You did.
Damn fake.
I'm not that well versed into the Smurf game. But all right, so we've reached like towards the end of the podcast. I'm just gonna like throw some rapid fire, some this or that. We're gonna end on some like fun debates, if you will.
Is this like the end of the actor studio, where you're gonna ask me like, what do you want God to tell you at the pearly gates? I'm like, what's your favorite curse word?
We do. There's like some fun stuff like that. We will end with a nice prolific question at the end. So, are you soft enamel dude or hard enamel dude?
It took me so long to figure out which one was which coming up. Like it took me like months. I was like, I didn't understand it. I look at photos on Google. I'm like, I don't get it. Like they both look the same, but soft enamel I have to go with.
Okay.
Which is what my pins are, soft enamel. Yeah.
Yeah.
I still don't fucking know.
Do you prefer rubber backings or metal backings?
Rubber if I don't plan on wearing them. Metal locking ones if I do.
Smart. Yes.
Boom, twofer.
I like it. You hashtag pin game strong or hashtag pin game proper?
Pin game strong.
What's your favorite hashtag to use with pins?
Hashtag pizza. I'm not even kidding. I just always do that. That's like a thing I always do.
Unexpected answer. I love it. Would you say that you're a pin addict or a pin collector?
Pin addict.
What was the last pin that you bought?
Ooh, good question. I'd have to look. It's been a while. What was it? I keep them in a bag in my cupboard. I'd have to look.
I have so many pins. I have pins.
Wait, no. I didn't buy it, but my girlfriend gave me a set from the Film Prop Society. Is that what they're called? Film Pin Society?
Film Pin Society. He was a guest on the podcast.
Yes. She got me this little like gift box of like 4 of the pins, and I love them. That's one of the pins I have in my backpack is a little Super 8 camera pin.
That is dope.
Yeah.
That is cool. I'm a big fan of the way he packages his pins.
We got there. Got you the answer. We got there.
I love it.
A while.
Where's your favorite place to rock a pin?
Rock a pin?
Yeah.
Lapel on my jacket. Leather jacket.
Classic.
Yeah.
By definition.
It's just the standard.
Yeah. Okay, so I know you're
or denim jacket,
Yeah. I know you're a big horror fan.
I thought you called me a big whore. I was like, what? What kind of podcast?
Horror movie fan.
Shit. How do you know that? How do you know who told you? Who's talking tales?
That's from my other podcast. Sorry.
Horror warrior. Warrior.
Give me your top 5 horror films.
Top 5? Ghostbusters, Nightmare on Elm Street, Halloween, Beetlejuice. And the fifth one, I always switch it out because I like to keep it fresh. But currently, It Follows. I like that one.
Oh, I don't know if I've seen that one, but the
Oh
other
my God.
ones, all classics.
It has a killer soundtrack. It Follows is like pure all synth and like
Ooh, I like that.
organs.
Ooh,
Just
I like that.
just look up the theme song alone, and it'll tell you whether or not you'll like the movie. And play
Okay.
with the lights off. I painted that. I was using that when I was doing the Green Ranger thing. Holy shit! Yeah, it just came back to me 2 days ago. Whatever. I was finishing the line art. It was like 4 a.m, and the song came on. And I work in pitch dark. Like I have all the lights off, and like it's like really creepy. And all of a sudden, like I feel like a blinking behind me of light, and I fucking yelped. And I go, "What the fuck?" And it was like my phone had just turned back on from charging, and I was like, "Oh shit, oh shit!" And like just hearing the synths going off, thoof, 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 and I was like, "I was too much. I want to bed."
Oh man, okay. We might like just because of that visual, that story, we might have to
Yeah.
link that song in the podcast description.
So, well, going back to that, do you hear music when you do your stuff?
Yeah, I do actually. Well, I think it depends. If I'm doing something mindless, like, just like kind of doodling and seeing what sticks and whatnot, I'm usually listening to a podcast or something like that. But if
Okay.
I'm like drawing with intention, um, then I'm like focusing on that and like, what is it gonna look like, jumping 5 steps ahead in my head. So I'll probably put some like lo-fi music on or stuff that doesn't have like a lot of words, because then I'll just get
Yeah,
like confused or jumbled.
same with me.
So I'm a big like lo-fi chill hip hop pop trap remix.
God damn, all the words, all the letters.
Yeah, whatever, all the buzzwords.
Bing bong. Oh, for me, it's like super sad music.
Oh, super sad music.
like film scores, like really sad film scores.
Oh, like Hans
And-
Zimmerman.
Yeah, and I'm just like, just like I'm painting like really all depressed and shit. Like,
Super
but then
dramatic.
for some reason that fucking song came on out of nowhere. That It Follows song just completely fucked up my vibe.
That's funny. Favorite pizza topping?
It changes every time. The last one I had was pineapple, ham, and sausage.
That was like your
nasty.
favorite?
Maybe it was my favorite last week. It'll probably change. It'll probably change tomorrow.
Okay.
I just discovered white slice pizza with buffalo hot sauce on it. It's like the
Ooh,
weirdest
that sounds
combination.
hot.
It works though. It works.
Okay. I mess with that.
Sultry but sexy. Better describe it.
I've never heard pizza described like that before,
Hey,
but I've
man,
never wanted
royal
it
pizza.
so bad.
But you can't go wrong with a plain slice though. Like if I had to pick, I'd probably just go plain. If done well, plain.
Yeah. Classic. I actually want to try the one bite pizzas. You can get those frozen at Walmart now. I don't know if you watch the Barstool guy.
Oh yeah, no, dude. I see him on
He does the
TikTok.
pizza reviews, but they got their own line of pizzas now.
Is that what they're called? They're called one bites.
They're called one bite pizzas, and I think you can get them at Walmart. But here's the funny thing: when anyone does a review of them, he'll post them onto his personal like Instagram account. But when they take a bite, he'll add a crisp sound, like a crisp crunch, so it sounds like really crispy. It's so funny.
This is Dave Portney, right? That's the guy, Barstool
Yeah,
guy.
yeah, that guy,
Yeah.
the Barstool guy. Interesting. Who is your favorite Ninja Turtle?
Michelangelo. That's who I'm the most like.
Party dude.
Yeah.
I like it. All right. Last question, Mauro. What are the little things in life for you?
The little things in life:
Yeah.
food, family, and fun, baby.
Ooh, right off the tip of the tongue.
I gave you the McConaughey.
I like that. The 3 F's.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
I like
You don't gotta
that.
think too much about it. Just roll off the tongue.
I mean, that's really all you need.
Yeah.
I
So
like
who's your favorite Ninja Turtle?
I'm one of those people where like it probably depends on like what I'm
Really?
going through in life, and like I think right now I most identify with Donatello because I'm jury rigging this whole podcast together. I'm using like 2 different microphones. I hooked up my camera to my PC that I built, and I had to download programs and change settings and stuff like that. And we were talking about 3D printing and stuff like that. Like I got the 3D printer going downstairs, and like When I'm not working on the
Oh, that's right.
podcast,
Yeah.
I'm watching 3D printing videos on YouTube, like different filament settings and different types and troubleshooting, bed leveling, all that stuff.
There's so much stuff you can do with it, man. Like there's so much to it. It's mind numbing.
Yeah, I thought the thing behind you actually was like the Magoo resin
Oh, that
3D
thing back there,
printer.
the
Yeah, that's what I
prototype.
thought
Yeah,
that
yeah.
was.
It's like the same size roughly.
Yeah, and it's like the same
Yeah.
color or something like that. I was like, oh, snap. But
I'm gonna get that hopefully in Friday. I'll get my
Friday this
printer.
soon.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that's awesome.
Just
What
wanna make
what
stuff,
is
dude.
what is the first thing you're gonna print?
I think I posted a picture of the teaser of the ghost figure. It's like a resin printed translucent white ghost. It's just like a little mini prototype. But I'm gonna have like a nice 9-inch to 12-inch figure. We can like
Ooh.
custom paint them and like make your own with lights inside.
That's pretty cool. I'm looking at it right now.
Yes, I'm calling it the memory ghost. So we'll
That's
see how it comes out.
that's pretty cool. Shit, man. You gotta let me know how the resin world goes. Because
I'm already expecting a giant mess.
I think I have to agree with that for right now. Even with the filament stuff, like
Yeah, I've seen your spaghettis.
I have one of them back there, and this is the
Oh yeah, the
Rapid
white
Mike
bullet, dude.
figure that I
Does it
printed.
move? Does it articulate?
It does articulate. Some joints are. This one's a little wobbly, but this one's tight. The head nice and tight. It doesn't like swivel or anything like that. But it's pretty cool. I like
Shit,
that it
dude.
stands by itself too. So that's
Is it
awesome.
heavy?
No, it's a lot lighter than like the original figure. But like it's cool, like, but there's more to it, you know? You're not just like printing this, like, because then I want to go and like paint it.
Right.
But then
Yeah.
I got to
Make your
figure
own.
out how to seal it. Because I would prefer like not to be able to see like the print lines and stuff like that, which I guess is the only con I think to getting like a filament 3D printer.
That's the main reason why I don't want to do it. 'Cause there's so much work having to like sand and prime it and like sand again. It's not the smoothest but to learn it's the best thing. It's cheaper, I bet, right?
Yeah. Oh, it's so cheap. Like the
Yeah,
amount
dude.
of like material, like, a quarter,
And
probably less than a quarter.
I'll give you a pro tip from the future. You can probably use that machine to create new setups for your pins, new display boards, or new ways to like prop them up at shows.
That is true. I was looking at like
$10.
stands and yeah, there's a whole fucking world out there with 3D
Speaking of that
printing.
turtle figure, do you follow the company on Instagram that does those? That did the original like figures for
Varner
Kenner?
Studios, right?
Playmates? Yeah, Varner Studios. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good follow.
That's good, man. It's really, really good seeing those old wax figures.
It's so inspiring just to see like this is what they started out with, and they had
Yeah.
no idea what they had like in hand.
Gold, man.
It's crazy.
Gold, Jared. Gold.
Yeah, I like that. All right, man. We reached the end of the podcast. I'm gonna give you the floor. If you have any shout outs that you want to give out, let the people know where they can find you, what you have coming up. Take it away.
Okay. First and foremost, what's up, Mom? How are you? I'll see you this weekend. Second of all, I just started putting together a list of shows that I'll be doing this year. The one I just got confirmed for is for Wayne, New Jersey. I'll be there February 13th, I think. There's Collector Fest. I'll be doing that for the first time. Something to like wet my beak into 2022.
I gotta write this down because
I'll
my
send you the info
reaction.
after this. Yeah.
I'm like, oh shit, yeah. Give me the sign up sheet after that. Pass it over.
Shit. Pass that cipher, bro.
That's cool.
But
Yeah.
doing that. Pins and patches, I think sometime in May or March. I'll,
I don't know. I'll be there.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, other than that, just you can check out my stuff at Amazon, I guess I can say that now. If you look at the Aliens art book, I'll have another book coming out, I think sometime in the spring, the Halloween art book, the Michael Myers film. That's cool.
That's cool.
But look me up at coffincouture.com. New stuff announced weekly. If you see something you don't see, let me know, and I'll probably design it for you
I like that.
for a price.
Of course. Like a like and a DM and a follow.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. Uh, cool, man. Well, I appreciate your time, your expertise, your wisdom, your knowledge, and sharing it all with us. And yeah, this was a good time. Just hanging out, talking pins.
You just reminded me of something.
What's
You want to
up?
hear a really sad story?
Oh no, do we want to end on a sad
No, no,
story?
no, no. It's like a very under because I was looking behind me at the turtle poster, and I just remembered something you'd like.
Okay.
I was doing a show in Burbank, a gallery show, right? I'd flown in. What was the theme? The theme was like the Rocketeer. I was doing like a print for the Rocketeer film, and I'm there walking around, right? And I see this dude. I'm like, this dude looks so familiar to me, but he's like wearing like a hat, like low to his head. Who is this dude? I'm just staring at him, and I was like, oh, Casey Jones, and it was Elias Koteas, the guy who played Casey Jones in the original film. And I was like, dude, and I was like, sir, excuse me, sir. He's like, I'm a big fan of you. And he was like, all right, man, can I take a photo with you? I was like, yeah, take a picture together, right? Everything was super nice guy. As I'm leaving, I don't know to this day why I said this. I open the door to leave. He's behind me, still looking at my artwork, right? I turn around and I go, hey, Casey. And he goes, and I go, Cowabunga, man. And he goes, I remember him specifically looking at me and going like, I saw it in his mind, process it all within seconds. He looked at me and he goes, this motherfucker for real? He looked at me, he saw it was genuine. And he looked at me and he goes, Cowabunga, man. And I go, yeah. So whenever I look at this thing, I think of that and I laugh.
Oh man, what an interaction.
I left you on a funny. There you go.
I like that. All right, man. Well, we'll talk real soon.
Yeah, bro.
We'll see each other out there.
I gotta have you over, bro. I gotta show you all the original turtle art I have.
Yeah,
You'll
man.
dig it.
You know, you're not that far away, so
We're Jersey boys.
let me sign off right now, and I'm on my way. I'll see you in like 40 minutes.
Now we'll have the real interview. Peace.
Peace.
See you guys. Bye.